Hello and welcome again to Violeta English by Reportage. Why do you think the big companies reduced the work offer for remote jobs? And it was quite drastical reduction. Can you can you guess it? Uh, can it be conspiracy? Well, I don't really know, but I think there are certainly some interests around it. I can feel the situation because I myself work remote as customer support. As you can see here, the equipment, the laptop, the earphones that I've got there. So I work for a multinational company as customer support remote. And I've been doing this for some years, and I can see at this point that there are less and less offers. So there's a trend recently. Multinational companies are reducing to nothing almost remote job offers for different fields of activities, among which customer support or even human resources offers, or also back office offers, for example. Well, mm, I can say that I'm sure there are people all over the world impacted by the situation. As I've said, it's a trend, and most of all, the ones that are impacted by the situations are people who live in small towns, which are located pretty far from the big hubs where the multinational companies are located. Um, I myself live in a small town which is not far from the capital of Romania, but far enough for me to have to work remote. So, not that I don't like it, not that I would like to go to an office, but for me, it's like it's kind of compulsory to find a remote job because it would take too much the transportation to a hub such as the capital, for example. So, um, at this point, if you apply for a remote job, and I believe you feel it, those who work or used to work remote, your phone will still stay silent because you will not get too many job offers, almost to no job offers at all. So, well, I think the big multinational companies, uh, it's not like they don't need you anymore. No, you might think they don't need me. No, I'm no longer useful. It's not that precisely. I think it's rather that I mean, what happens is that big multinational companies still need hardworking, disciplined slaves to do their work and to spend all their time there at the company to sell their time for a salary, in one word. So they still need us. Well, and I would like to make a parenthesis here and remember a person that I appreciate a lot. It's a trainer that I had at a multinational company in the past in Bucharest. Um, Unfortunately, she died in her 30s from leukemia. She succeeded, she managed to climb the corporate ladder, and she was a trainer. She was a very open hearted person, very generous, very kind indeed. And I don't know the other factors, but I know for sure that she had a sensitive nature, and adding to that the stress in the corporate world, this is what made her die very young, in her 30s, from leukemia. Do you think the company was sorry about that? I don't think so. Do you think the people who loved her were hurt and were sorry? That's for sure. So now I would like to be back to the topic. So is it just casual that companies now offer less and less remote work? Do you think that's a conspiracy, or do you think that is done intentionally? In my opinion, I don't know if about conspiracies and stuff like that, but I think it is intentional. Well, if we think better about it, there is a bunch of rich people in the world, and there is a bunch of big companies in the world as well. We can see them at the news. They are present in the stock market. They are present in the digits. Well, so why do you think companies would reduce so drastically remote work? If you want, please comment on the topic. I'm interested in your opinions. Well, the actual idea, I think, is like the interest is to maintain a difference between classes. On the one hand, the poor class, and on the other hand, the rich class. At this point, less and less in the world, a middle class is present, in my opinion, at least. So, I think the idea is to keep us poor, or to keep us in under pressure, to keep us in debt, to keep us begging and searching for jobs, to keep us commuting, to keep us struggling. Well, there is also data and statistics that show that during the pandemic, and not only, but even after, people who worked remote due to the situation of the pandemic, they managed to take care better of their finances, and some people for the first time managed to save some money and even invest some money in the stock market or in properties, and some of them in creating businesses of their own. Well, this is not the interest of big companies that people flourish and create businesses and invest and save money. The interest is that you stay dependent on a job and kind of a slave to these companies, obviously. Well, so the idea is that the interest is that you stay in the race all your life, or as long as possible, or as long as you are healthy and you can do the work. Well, on the contrary, if you will work remote, you will be able to save some money. Well, I myself work remote, as I've mentioned before, and that's why I'm interested in the topic, and I'm interested in understanding the situation. In this context, I recommend you to watch one YouTube channel which is called According to Nicole. There's a lady there from the United States that talks about economy, finances, and workplaces. And you will see that she explains quite well how people during the pandemic managed to have a better financial situation and even save and invest some money. I invite you to watch this channel, because she explains clearly, and you will find out a lot of information. The episode is called "Why It Seems That Everyone Is Rich But You." So I recommend you to see this one. Well, I would also like to say that I wouldn't precisely call this conspiracy, as I've mentioned before, but an interest to keep us poor under pressure. Well, let's think logically. If people go to the office, like it is required now, either for 100% working at the office, or for hybrid work, like you work from home for a couple of days and the rest you work from the office. Well, if you go to the office, the idea is that you spend money for transportation, money for petrol, money for restaurants, money for food shops, money for someone who will walk your dog, money for the babysitter, and in the end, money for a vacation which will help you relax and forget a little bit about the whole crazy struggle and stress and pressure at work, financial pressure, and so on. So you will spend. And well, nothing will be left in the end for savings, investments, and so on. And you will keep on being a slave for the multinational companies, needing the salary, needing to work from 9 to 5. So that's why it's important to make us go to the office and work there, because if we stay at home, we save some money and maybe some bright ideas come to us, and God forbid we free ourselves from the rat race 9 to 5 working environment. This is what I wanted to say. I was wondering lately why this reduction of remote working offers, because I'm interested in it, because at this point I want to, for a while, keep working in this environment for my personal financial reasons, but I'm interested in a remote work. And as I'm interested in this, I started wondering, and I came up with this data and information after I documented on the subject, and I wanted to share this with you, and I hope it's useful. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.